DESIblitz.com.
Hi, I'm Anushqa and you're watching me on DESIblitz.com. So I have lived in India all my life. I grew up in the city called Pune, which is about 2.5 hours away from Mumbai by road. My mum is actually from Mumbai and my dad was from Delhi. And so that's about my childhood. I was actually heavily into academics before music. And growing up, I studied, I did psychology, I did business and things like that. I also enjoyed baking. So music wasn't really something that I focused on. But I did study Western classical singing and things like that. But then gradually over the years, I realized that music is what I wanted to do. And that's how all this happened.
At what point did you realize first and seriously that you wanted to sing?
So it's quite funny because I remember my mum loved to sing growing up, and when I was in the 5th grade, I somehow remember this memory where my friends asked me, so what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, I'm going to be a musician because my mum wanted to be a singer and I'm going to do that. And then I just forgot about it. But then over the years, I think I thoroughly enjoyed my singing lessons and things like that. But when I actually got the offer to do this reality show in India called The Stage. It's India's first English singing competition. That's when I thought, okay, there's something there. You know, when I started doing well in the show, I said, okay, I think music is my calling. Maybe I should give it a shot and see where I go. And here I am.
As a versatile artist, what keeps you motivated?
To be an inspiration to people worldwide on a global platform, because I think that in India the perspective is changing. People are getting more open towards listening to English music. The fact that there was an English singing reality show in our country, that itself is a big point. So that's honestly my aim. My aim is to spread my music worldwide, and that's my driving force that keeps me motivated.
What do you find different when working on your singles versus, for example, Bollywood singing?
Okay, so Bollywood singing is something that I've always found beautiful and absolutely amazing. Like, there are some songs that absolutely catch, like, I mean, that are really amazing. But for me, I think growing up, I was in a house where English was one of the main languages spoken. And so I developed an interest because I would listen to a lot of English songs as well. So I developed an interest in singing English music, although I grew up in India. And I think that's why I think music is such a thing where, you know, you only go where your interest lies. And I thought, why not take it up and do English? And in fact, it's funny you ask me that, because I think now even that is changing, because I sang 2 English songs in a Bollywood movie called Half Girlfriend, and that was a big move because like one of the songs, Stay a Little Longer, was in most of the movie. Most of the biggest scenes, it was an English song. So I think that way also the line is getting a little blurry, which I think is beautiful, because more people with more interests, everyone is more open towards that. So it's a good time.
What was it like working with Rishi Rich on Ecstasy?
So Rishi Rich actually is one of my closest friends, because I was introduced to him because I'm signed to Universal Music India and Devrat Sanyal is the CEO. So he introduced me to Rishi and he said, okay, why don't you all have a couple of writing sessions together? And it's amazing because when, you know, I didn't know him, so I didn't know how it would be and what to expect. And he was so amazing throughout. Like, you know, he has really, really helped me in my songwriting. He really, you know, we've written about like 8-9 songs together now. And Ecstasy was actually the first song we ever wrote, and that's when I was like, I'm not sure if I should rap. I do enjoy it. And he didn't listen. He was just like, no, Anushqa, you're going to rap, you're gonna give it a shot. Worst case, I mean, what's gonna happen? And so he gave me the courage to actually just take a few risks here and there, and hence Ecstasy was born.
Listen, I don't even know the mistakes I made. All I really know is the games you played. All this makes me think you never ever really feel it. Never wanted me to put the pieces never back together. Oh, when you're here I can focus, makes me hazy. It's just the energy that drives me crazy.
Who or what are your musical influences?
So it's interesting because one of the first songs I ever sang and felt that feeling, you know what I'm talking about, was Falling by Alicia Keys. And when I heard that and when I tried to sing it, I was just in love. Like, I would sing it all the time. And then I love Etta James. So At Last was one song that I absolutely love. And yeah, so these are actually, I would say, my top two.
How would you describe your music and sound?
So, so my music would be pop with an Indian influence. So the undertones, like Ecstasy, for example, has a lovely Indian folk singer doing alaps here and there in it. And the other song that's coming out too has another aspect of India. So I would like to say that's what it is.
Being a young Indian woman singer, now signed with Universal Music India, if I'm correct, Virgin EMI UK.
Virgin EMI UK.
What are the challenges?
Well, the pressure is on, you know, like it's amazing. Yes, it is a great opportunity and it's a great chance for me to break some barriers and cross over so that, you know, I can make India proud and I can make everybody proud. So that way the pressure is on. I think the pressure to have, because obviously if I have my songs releasing, I'm human, so I have expectations, right? So the point is to keep it together, be patient, and to accept that, you know what, I'm a musician. At the end of the day, the journey is not going to be easy, no matter how it seems, what it seems. So I think more than anything, it's my inner battle with myself when it comes to patience. That's the struggle. I think all of us go through that, and I'm enjoying it though. I'm learning so much about myself through this journey, so the pressure's on.
Won't let go, cannot ever let go. The weight of your memories. Won't let go, cannot ever let go. Every joy, every misery. Won't let go, cannot.
What are the three most desi things about you? Can you sing in South Asian languages?
Of course.
आपको हिंदी या उर्दू आती है?
बहुत ही अच्छी तरह से.
Tell me, what are the three most desi things about you?
Food. I cannot live without my dal, chawal and bhindi. Okay, I don't think life gets better than Indian food, I swear. Like, that's definitely fully Indian about me. My pani puri and my chaat, I'm on top of it.
You love all the street food.
Oh, yum.
The daba shabas of India.
All of it. And even my dosa and my Indian sandwiches, the Bombay sandwich, the Bombay masala sandwich. Oh my god, I'm like drooling at the thought. So that would be number one. Number two, I've done a lot of Indian dance. Like, I trained in Bharatnatyam. I've done very, very high levels of it, and I absolutely enjoy it. I think it's a great stress buster as well. And that's one of the things that I think I remember, even though I did it quite a long time ago. It's something that's very close to my heart. So that would be one. And three is I am in fact training in Indian classical singing. And it is the best decision I ever made. I think it's the best form of training any vocalist can ever receive, and I'm excited to learn more and more. And so I have been singing in Hindi and loving it thoroughly.
And who are you undertaking training for Indian classical? Any ustad?
My teacher's name is Paresh Jana, and he lives in Mumbai, and he is absolutely amazing.
Say something, I'm giving up on you. I'll be the one if you want me to.
You also highlighted the fact that you studied psychology. Can you see any similarities or any fusion between psychology and music?
I love that you asked me that question because before actually deciding that I wanted to be a full-time musician, I was actually looking into music therapy. So that is something that is actually really coming up right now, especially when it comes to counseling for children, because music is seen to be like, even if you look at playing an instrument, the guitar is said to activate your left and right brain, and that is one of the only activities that does so. And like in your brain, basically they say it's like firing neurons, like a party in your head when you're doing anything musical, so that's why I think music therapy is something I really wanted to look into. So that's music and psychology. And plus I think in my songwriting it really helps me, because I've learned certain techniques wherein now when I write music, I believe that sometimes if you just type, you're basically accessing your subconscious mind. So certain words that I just come up with where I'm not, where you're not thinking, you're in that state of mind, I come up with certain lines that actually make sense when I read back, but I wasn't really focused on it. So I try different little techniques on myself now and then. But yeah.
Excellent. And I think there's a lot of scope in terms of some of the areas that you've touched upon in terms of therapy.
Oh yeah.
And there's already people out there from the medical fraternity itself who are doing a lot of research and seeing how these two can work together.
And music therapy is coming up, like even in India. In fact, I looked it up and there are quite a few places open where they do music therapy, which I will definitely look into at some point in my life.
I'm so lost without you, baby, I miss you so, don't go. Even though it still hurts, let's try and make it work.
What can we expect from Anushqa, the superstar in the making, in the future? Any exciting projects besides, of course, Ecstasy?
Yes, there are quite a few releases actually in order, and I'm super excited for them because in fact I just shot the music video for Something in Common, and I think that's going to be one to watch. And later in the year too, I have a really exciting surprise release with a very exciting artist from the UK, so I think that's going to be great. And yeah, so 2018 has quite a bit in store.
Anushqa, thank you for your time and joining us on DESIblitz.com.
Yes.
We wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors.
That means a lot to me. Thank you. आओगे जब तुम हो साजना, अंगना फूल खिलेंगे, बरसेगा सावन, झूम झूम के दो